not just my mum. Hi to all mums and all people who have mums. Hopefully that's an exclusive enough intro to the vlog. This is a vlog. I'm doing a vlog today. I'm in a car and I'm driving from Wellington to Hawke's Bay, and it's not the greatest weather. But yeah, today we're heading over to Hawke's Bay. It's the first time I've gone on a solo trip for about 10 years for this length of time, so it's a 4-hour drive. So first we're going to head over the Rimataka mountain range, and like any great video made in New Zealand, before we can actually cross over the Rimatakas and do all of that, we have to stop in. That's right, we are here in the Elvish Forest, where the Kaitoki Rainforest, where they filmed Rivendell. This is our first stop before we cross over the Rimatakas. They kept the archway here, and when they're leaving, the only way that you can actually tell that they filmed Lord of the Rings here, but it's all fiberglass. It's not real. A bit of Elvish vandalism going on there. Sorry, ruining the illusion. So I just thought I'd stop up here real quickly, stretch my legs. There's some heavy wind and some rain happening. This is a rainforest, so that makes sense, but crossing over the Rimatakas might be a bit dangerous. We'll have a look around. Look at those tree roots. And then a bit beyond there, there's a river, just up over there. And over there, there's just stuff in every direction. Amazing place. So if you ever get the chance, come on out here. There's a map here. There's a map on stuff. I've only seen one other couple out here, so come on a rainy day because it's still just as good, but there's no tourists. I think they were Dutch. I don't know why that matters, but yeah. Alright, had enough of this place. We're heading back on the road. There's something really magical about this place that I just can't quite put my finger on. I mean, it's bragging rights, obviously, that one of the greatest movies of all time was made here. So successful that they made it into 3 parts and decided to write 3 or 4 books about it. But that's beyond the point. It's just that this is in my backyard, and it's, you know, this is not the only place in New Zealand that looks like this. But they've made it very nice and accessible, which is great because it lets people just step in and see what's there, and get a thirst for stepping beyond the realms of what's actually normally accessible and pushing to see beauty like this that's kind of in a lot of other places around the country. That's why I think I like it so much. It's time to get back on the road. We're heading off now, and we're going to hit the Rimataka Hills, which apparently, even though it's nice and tranquil right here, apparently they're getting some gale force winds, so who knows, this might be the end of the journey for me. Hopefully not, though. If you're seeing this, it definitely wasn't. Bon Jovi! Ah, yes! Mood set. The trip over the Rimatakas was treacherous. There were some close calls, and some people far less lucky than me. But it didn't stop us reaching the peak, which is over 900 meters above sea level. We made it to the top, and now we're going to go look at the scenic lookout, which I've never seen before, never had the opportunity, and why not? I mean, today, it's such a bloody nice day for it, right? I mean, look at that. Beautiful. The wind up here was pretty crazy. It really puts in perspective just how dangerous this road really can be. I nearly lost my footing a few times just standing on the ledge and looking over the edge of the road, and my hat didn't want to stay on my head either. So with that landmark reached, we traversed into the realms of South Wairarapa. We're actually over the hill now, and I can't believe it. It's like a different climate over here. There's still rain, but there's blue skies. Actual blue skies, which I haven't seen all day. Looks amazing. Now I have to just figure out where I'm going. Right, if this sign can be believed, I'm only 268 kilometers from my destination, and the time is 4:26 p.m. It's daylight savings today, just to add to all of the fun. You'll find me in another location next time, but it'll transition to it nicely with this little cutaway.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted.
So we've just stopped off for a quick stopover in Etekahuna, a little rural town here in New Zealand. Blink and you miss it. Got really nice toilets though. Like, as far as public toilets go, these ones were spot on, except for they're playing "Let's Get It On" by Barry White in there, and yeah, it was a bit awkward walking in there and there being a big trucker guy and some romantic music playing. But hey, what happens in Etekahuna stays in Etekahuna, right? So we're gonna head on the road. I just stopped for a juice, not sponsored, so I'm gonna blur that, and an ice cream, and just get some energy, get the juices flowing, get back on the road. There's been some really ominous storm clouds around. It's been real crazy because on one side of the road there's blue skies and sunshine, and the other side it's like it's nighttime. So hopefully I don't get hit with that storm and it's passing by over that way. We'll see how we go. Don't you just hate when this happens to your ice block? Or ice, that's an ice cream, I suppose. But don't you just hate that? Ah, man. Later on that evening I found myself chasing a rainbow around the idyllic village named Norsewood, which I really wanted to go and see, but there wasn't really any time to stop. Maybe I'll get lucky on the way home. Before I knew it, I was gliding into the open plains around Southern Hawke's Bay and my destination. Alright, so we've just landed in Hastings. Landed is an operative word. We came down through the plains, the weather got a lot better. Behind me, if you can see that, we're just outside the Best New World in New Zealand. It's a grocery chain. Is it over there, maybe? We're going to go in and get some supplies for breakfast and lunch tomorrow. Then we're going to leave Hastings and go to Napier and find our hotel. Called the hotel owner, they were really nice. They said that they'd just leave the key in the door for me and I can check myself in. So that's lovely, lovely Kiwi service there. So let's go check out this best supermarket in New Zealand, shall we? Okay, as far as supermarkets go, it was pretty fancy. Lots of specialised items, but their hot sauce range was lacking just a little bit. I even had to ask them if they had a smaller box of Nutrigrain than this. They didn't. So, best supermarket in New Zealand, maybe. I'm still going to eat all this. I'm just not very happy about it. Who's texting me? Bye. Bye. Bye, indistinguishable blurs. Bye. Bye, family, I think is what I'm seeing here. Bye, Nintendo 64 graphics family. Love you too. Bye. Bye. Oh, cut her off. Jesus, like calling the Ukraine. The next day dawned bright, if not a bit cloudy. I worked the entire day, but the evening brought a perfect spring dusk. The ideal weather to explore the neighbourhood around Napier where I was staying. I went for a walk down the beach and visited these cool gardens and the sound shell as well. It occurred to me that the last time I walked through here was around New Year's when I was maybe 14 or 15 years old. I distinctly remember buying a customised weight disc for a Beyblade that was loaded with flints and would spark when it was in a duel, and also having my first New Year's kiss as well, around the beach by the sound shell at New Year's Eve. The former memory may have been the reason why the latter memory happened later on in my life, at least by the standards that my friends said anyway. But after all this walking around and a little bit of Pokemon hunting, just to prove that I'm still really cool, I went to dinner at a place called Mexicali. The service was a little bit meh. The girl couldn't tell me much about the beers that they had on display aside from which ones were low alcohol content, and then tried to give me a Corona when I ordered this one.
But the jackfruit burrito that I ordered came out pretty fast, and I normally like anything that's served in a basket as well, so that was okay. And then afterwards I did a bit more exploring.
It's been a long time just kind of indecisively walking around here, listening to the animal sounds, the birds, you know, the water. Oh, that's a car. But yeah, this place is really nice. People watching must think I'm probably some sort of indecisive drug dealer. I think I'm gonna go find a pub now and have a whiskey, and then head back to the hotel and have a sleep.
And I decided to round the night off with a very nice glass of whiskey at the Masonic, followed by a nice walk home along the waterfront. The next day it said to expect rain, hail and thunder, but because the day dawned just like the previous, it was really hard to believe. But by midday,
It seems like every time I make a vlog, it's shitty weather. Like the first time I got trapped in Hastings.
So have we seen the worst of it, Lisa?
Well, Wendy, I'm really sorry to say that no, we have not.
Or in Napier from the cyclone. The second time when we were up in Kaitaia.
Come back!
You know, extreme flooding. What a douchebag. Now everyone's going crazy because it's hailing and thunderstorm. So, yay, fun. I was very trusting walking past that puddle back then. Very trusting. I was filming it for some B-roll. Thought it looked quite good. Showed some of the adverse weather that we've been experiencing here. And just as I was walking past and jumping over, this asshole sped up and totally tried to spray me. But we got there. Right now we're heading out to dinner at Fun Buns, which is the one restaurant that is fun on the bun. It's back behind me somewhere in the city, so I'm going to turn around and drive back there. I don't need to explain to you how getting from a place to another works, do I? This vlog's getting ridiculous.
So we ended up having it all. Hail, thunder, flooding, everything the weatherman predicted came true. We even had an earthquake halfway through our dinner, which was a couple of sharing platters at Fun Buns, as well as some bao buns, which, I hope I'm saying that right, they're essentially a steamed bun turned into a burger, stuffed full of like tofu or whatever stuffing you're looking at. So damn good. I'm glad I got the chance to get out and about on Monday night in Napier, because with the rain I was confined to the hotel room and basically just entertained myself with a bit of gaming, drawing, or whatever else I was able to do.
That is some really damn fine apple juice. I'm still going to blow the bottle because, again, I'm not sponsored, so...
The last day in Hawke's Bay was finally upon me, and it looked every bit as deceptively beautiful as the Tuesday it was. And just like that day, it had packed up by about lunchtime.
Final day here in Hawke's Bay, and there's been a slight change of plan. If you are noticing outside the window, it is again bucketing down with rain, and I was meant to be heading home today, which I'm still doing, but I'm not heading back the way I came, which was over the Rimatakas. My work had a random job that they needed doing. There's a marquee in the back here that needs to be dropped off to Palmerston North, which is a little way off the beaten track. It is still makes this a round trip, which I can do, and I've never been that way before, so it's an opportunity for sure. So I'm going to go do that, And yeah, that's my update.
The weather on the road was pretty extreme, and I was nervous about the route as there was one road through the gorge that was closed indefinitely, and I was a little bit hazy on which path was meant to be the right one.
I'm just stopping in this place here called Norsewood, which is apparently a heritage site. I think it was settled by Norse folk in the old days when New Zealand was being settled. Is this it? This isn't much. Well, I guess I'm off the road now, so I'll do a quick ticky tour around and we'll see what we can see. That just goes back out to the country. Yeah, this whole place is a bit strange to me. This is the main intersection right here. Hovding Street? Hovding Street. This just goes out to the country as well. What am I missing here? Something's not right. There's 120 meters till a give way sign, and then we're back on the main road. I give up. Sorry, Norsewood. I wanted to give you guys a good rep. I was really excited to see some Viking long hauls, maybe have some mead. But we're heading to Palmerston North now. 74 kilometers, and then whatever 74 minus 212 equals till we get home. Hooray!
I doubled back through Dannevirke, which actually did have a Viking signpost at least, and then I found a road up over the hill to Palmerston North and became captivated by these giant wind turbines that dot the hills there. I'd seen these on my first day, but up close they are deceptively large and just kind of pop out at you. Over the hill it was like coming into a different climate.
So the marquee's all been dropped off. I've done my duty as far as that goes. I'm about an hour away from home, and I'm just stopping off in a small town where my father-in-law lives. I'm going to drop in and visit him, see how he's doing real quickly, and then I'm going to head on home. So we're on the home stretch now. It's nothing but sunsets on this side. It's looking pretty nice. And here we are, just driving now through. You can't see a thing, but this is where I started the whole video, the whole vlog. So we've gone full circles. And we're back in Wellington.
So the very last thing to do on the Thursday following this journey was to return my car to the rental place in Wellington. My car actually had a name. According to the Bluetooth, her name was Gracie. She was really helpful. She screened my texts for me and read them to me like a mobile personal assistant, kind of.
Nice!
But I returned her unceremoniously and just went back to work again, trying to adapt back to my normal schedule, only to be thrown off in the last hour or so by a bomb threat. See, it wasn't just a random addition to the thumbnail, it actually did happen, but it's no big deal. They happen all the time this particular week.